halftime you come back like that, outshoot Houston 13-1 in the second half. What does it say about the team, just the performance in that second half?
I think it shows the heart that they have, the hunger they have, the fight they have, and it's every single player on the pitch. Every single player. You know, obviously there's certain guys that always fight because it's just in their DNA, but you need fight out of guys like Lanko and guys like Garlington and Valeri, and you know, I was really proud of the entire team, but I was proud of the second half with those three guys in particular, because you know, it's not always natural for those guys to want to fight and dig and grind and battle, and you know, I thought the whole team did that, but we got it out of everybody, and that was the main reason that we were on the ball so much, because we kept winning it back with our pressure, and I thought we just played with a real edge, a real ruthlessness that, you know, I've been wanting to see, and we showed that. So I'm real pleased with, obviously, that second half. And to be honest with you, I thought the entire game we were pretty good. Obviously the PK was tough, but we got one as well, so that kind of washes out. But the only takeaway for me is we got to manage that counterattack. But outside of that, I thought we were excellent the whole 90 minutes.
Coach, you talk about managing the counterattack, and they had far fewer and far less dangerous chances in the second half. What changes, if any, did you ask the team to make between the first half and the second half?
Yeah, I mean, we knew the main thing to deal with in this game was going to be the counterattack, so that end of the half was very disappointing to give away that goal. We didn't keep balance. Obviously, there's always this catch-22 playing them, and you've seen it with the other teams. They haven't been able to solve it because they just cheat Kyoto. And, you know, you can get at them 2v1 in that channel, which you need to do because they defend very narrow. But then when the ball turns over, they'll hit you the other way. And, you know, we needed to manage it better with a D-mid or with Lawrence rotating over, and with Alvis getting back quicker. But then also punish them more, because if you're going to get your outside back forward, you know, on that side, you got to hurt them. You got to hurt the opponent and make them pay. And we didn't do that in the first half. We missed a couple crosses, and then we were opened up, you know, a couple times the other way. But that was the one takeaway for me. But other than that, I thought we were really dominant, and like I said, showed that edge and that ruthlessness and that, you know, little bit of chip on our shoulder that I've been asking for, wanting to see, and we saw it tonight.
You were really right side heavy in that first half, something that you solved in the second half. How did you do that?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because obviously with Zarek, he's right-footed, and we didn't think Zarek was going to be even playing today, you know, because Marco obviously was slated to start and had the flu, stomach flu, and again, shows our depth. Next man in, and for the next man to go in like Zarek and do a good job like he did, and for us to get 3 points continues to reinforce we've got great depth and a good team, and you know, we can. I mean, I never thought to start the year that we'd have Zarek and Roy Miller and Lawrence Olam, 3 of our 4 backs, you know, but they were excellent, you know, with the exception again of that one counter. But we felt like we needed to keep Darlington wider in that second half. That was one of the points we made. He played a little too narrow, I thought, in the first half. Towards the end of the half, you saw he started to pull out wider, and we started to get some, you know, some actions down that side. And so we told him to play a little bit more wide, and told Zarek to get forward because we needed to keep Alvis in a little bit more to protect the counter with Kyoto. And the second goal came from Zarek getting forward and serving a nice ball, and then Valeri getting another header. That's 2 on the year, right? So amazing to see.
Coach, I was hoping you could address the Dynamo and what you saw from them today. You were both teams that came into this one on 2-0, and what does it mean to have such a back and forth game with them and know that you're going to be taking them on again later in the year?
Yeah, again, I thought we, for the most part, dealt with them pretty well. They're very clear in what they look to do, and they're very effective in what they look to do and how they open you up. So we knew it'd be a game where we had the ball. We knew it'd be a game where, you know, we had to, you know, create wide. we knew it would be a game where when the ball turned over, they'd hit us on counters. So there was no mystery in the game the way it went. We just didn't manage that one counterattack. Other than that, I thought we were excellent. We executed perfectly, scored 4 goals, and I thought we deserved to win. But they're a good team. They're athletic. They're organized. They play with a bit of a chip on their shoulder as well. You know, that comes from the coach, for sure. You know, the mentality is much different than it has been. It reminds me of back when, you know, Dom had the team. You know, they fight. They play brave. But I thought we deservedly won that second half.
Coach, what was the key to getting Valerie and Audie on the ball a bit more in the second half? Because Houston was so compact in the first half, they crosses went in. And
we pulled Valerie a lot on that left to link up with Darlington. So we kind of created an overload on that left flank. That was one of the things we talked about doing. You know, the right side, we tried to get down that side a bunch, but again, we were vulnerable the other way by getting Alvis forward, so we felt like switching it up. And again, this team is capable of doing that, which I love, to be able to make those adjustments. And you know, we felt with Darlington, if we could keep them a little bit wider and pull Valerie out there, that those two guys would link up quite a bit. We also asked the team, you know, a few times in that first half, I thought we were just content to play wide. And there were times on the switch where I felt we could have found some forward passes through the lines. And that was one of the points we made. And I thought we were better at kind of finding little gaps central as we, you know, look to, like I said, change the point of attack.
Time for one more.
Caleb, obviously off to 3 wins in a row to start the season. What does it mean? It's been something you guys have struggled on a bit in past seasons. What does it mean to be off to such a strong start?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, obviously the whole season is what matters. Everybody talks about the start, and you know, you notice that a lot. Obviously, with teams that don't get a good start, but we have to have a good start, a good middle, a good finish. We have to have a good season. So we're going to take it, you know, every game as it comes. And I told the guys before the game that I'm going to probably use the word hunger probably 10,000 times this year, because for me, as good as we are, we have to maintain that hunger, and we have to show up every single game. Every game's an opportunity to prove ourselves. It's an opportunity for them as professionals to prove themselves. It's an opportunity for our team to prove ourselves. And the only way you do that is to show up and to get 3 points. And I thought they left it all on the field today. And that's what it takes to win in this league. You can't take a night off. It comes down to leaving it all on the field and fighting. As simple as that sounds, that's the difference. And I think you see with Houston, they've got a different mentality, and that's the big difference whether they're winning, because you know, they're up for it. And I love our team's mentality this year.
Thanks a lot.